Hello everyone and welcome. It is finally time again for Victoria 3 Friday. And we're here playing the new expansion, Iberian Twilight. As you can see, Zep is here.
Hello.
Playing Japan. Ruben is playing France.
Hello.
Agonia is playing the Ottomans.
Yeah.
And I'm trying the new stuff out in Spain, so hell yeah, hopefully that will go well. How do I delete armies again?
You just press the minus button.
Oh, disband? No.
Oh, that's a span. Yeah. That's what you wanted to do, right?
When I disband them, they go...
I told you to try it out. That's your problem if you didn't.
You know what? I'm just putting them all in the... I can do transfer units, that's working.
Always funny if you tell your girlfriend, like, if you want to do that, you should try it out in a test game before the stream. Yeah, I will do that. I have all the time. And she watches video about things she doesn't need.
Yeah, but he definitely used wrong words for it. So.
No, he did the right words.
They're now gone. That's technically deleting, but... What do you mean with AOT? Riesel asked for the, if someone likes that, whatever that is.
And I'm not familiar with the shortening of there.
Oh, by the way, I might be a little more quiet than normal today, simply because my voice is kind of fucked. From whatever I've been stricken with.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
like
fine.
to school, because like you got a bunch of kids there. They're kind of not always the
Maybe, I don't know.
like the.
I don't know of anything going around, specifically.
So, what was some positive stuff from the Game Awards that you guys liked then? Or then
I like
just complaining on?
I like the 2 Star Wars announcements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Because I know the first
So
one
there was
the.
So there was a KOTOR announcement. They've got I
No,
believe the
Fate.
old writer from...
KOTOR. KOTOR it is now.
Sorry. It's basically KOTOR.
I know, but it's called Fate of the Old
They've
Republic.
got the old writer on.
Leader. I mean, he had some shit takes, but again, what is AOT?
But so there's that single player Star Wars game, and then there's the Star Wars galactic racing game.
Yeah,
which looks so much fun. It's the pod racer game that we've always wanted.
Yeah.
But
Oh, by the way, do you know who is making that?
I don't remember.
It's ex Criterion people that worked on Burnout.
Ah, yes, the people who worked on Burnout and some of the Need for Speed games.
Yeah, so this is
I don't
gonna be
remember
good.
which section of Need for Speed it was. I think Criterion only worked on the reboot of Most Wanted, which has me skeptical.
No. They did the Attack on Titan. No. Attack on Titan is bad. Like, it's quite literally pro-imperialist propaganda, but I guess people in the West never just fucking catched on to that. Also, it falls apart, especially at the very end, so not worthwhile. But yeah, no, they did, how's it called, Hot Pursuit, and
Yeah, they
the
did
Most
Hot
Wanted.
Pursuit,
The Hot
and
Pursuit reboot was
The
good.
Most Wanted No, they did the reboot Need for Speed.
Yeah, the reboots of those, but the Hot Pursuit reboot was...
The reboot of Hot Pursuit was decent. It was decent.
It's
the
interesting to
Most
say
Wanted
decent.
reboot was
I think it was
boring
actually
and
really good.
Terrible. The Rivals was
That was not them. That was Ghost Games.
they worked on it with them.
Yeah, but it was mostly
Criterion was
Ghost
involved in
Games.
development. But yeah, so the reboot of Hot Pursuit and the reboot of Most Wanted. Hot Pursuit was solid. Most Wanted, as a fan of Most Wanted, was not a good game. It was decent at best.
Yeah, the Most Wanted reboot was like, when you really ignored all of it, it was fine, but also like,
It was a different game with the title Most Wanted slapped on.
yeah, like Hot Pursuit was generally still like, okay,
It was still Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, it took Hot Pursuit, but you know, then it was like his open world stuff and all, but it worked. Hot Pursuit,
Yeah.
generally that was a good of, you know,
It was a good game. It had good tracks. It had good multiplayer. It had all kinds of fun
yeah,
stuff.
it was like one of those games where they took the old idea and basically made it better. So that was nice, but
The only mark on the reboot for Hot Pursuit I have is that the maps in Hot Pursuit 2 were just that good.
Hot Pursuit 2. Oh, you mean the originals?
Yeah, the originals. Like the tracks that they originally had were just that good.
Yeah, no, I get you in that regard. It's just
But that's more of like a living up to the hard to live up to the legacy issue.
yeah, I mean, they went for the open world stuff, but like the open world stuff really worked pretty well in comparison. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm just like they did good there, but and then Ghost Games happened for some reason. God, Ghost Games is a joke. It's an insane joke. I do not even know how that happened.
I understand where Ghost Games was trying to go. I understand it.
You know,
But I
know.
I despise the execution of everything.
This is so amazing. They always came out with ideas, and then they just drive them against the wall, like quite literally. And you're just like, how are you doing this every single time, Ghost Games? What? They closed Black Box for that. Like, I know the run was divisive, but the run was good driving. They should maybe not have closed Black Box.
Wasn't the run the whole rubber band AI again? Or do I misremember?
Yeah, they had Rubber Band, but
I didn't mind the Rubber Band AI and the run just because the run was a fun narrative game.
it wasn't generally not that bad as so many people put it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
People
I think
hated
had
the
the
run
worst.
because it wasn't. This is why people hated the run. People hated the run because it was not the Need for Speed game that people wanted at the time.
Yeah, fair. And
It was a great game, just released at the wrong timing for the community.
I'm just pretty much generally against rubber band AI, that's all.
yeah, fair. It was just
It
like,
drags the game down a lot for me.
I mean, it was also more Rubber Band so that, you know, I think what was more overblown is when you actually were driving,
Necessary
usually
for the narrative stuff.
a lot of tracks. There was actually not that really Rubber Band AI, but it was just noticeable when there were the few races where some points were scripted. And then they catched up again because they didn't want to plop them in. They wanted to.
In my opinion, that kills the narrative.
It was like bad solution for something. So
Yeah, but probably the only one they could reasonably make.
yeah, it's just I think they really were basically done dirty over a game that how should I put it in the best way? That was genuinely just trying. You know, it's always kind of the dumbest part that.
More importantly, how far are we in doing things?
Yeah.
I'm almost ready.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
I need a rival. Hey friends, don't take this personally, please.
It's fine.
can't even rival you. I can rival Sardinia, Piedmont.
Yeah, you're not a great power. You can rival the whole minor states, maybe. Minor German states.
I can't actually.
And I changed that.
I mean, okay, wait, I need to declare an run from all of Italy there. There we go. Let's get back to our whole empire business. Yeah, I think it's probably more annoying about the fact that I think Black Box basically tried doing Need for Speed Most Wanted 3 times, and it was just, yeah, it was not as good.
I mean, the thing with that part is, like, living up to the legacy of the original Most Wanted is going to be really hard. Because they just had so much, like, really good charismatic acting in that game that, and also, like, the map and open world was just a lot of fun to just drive around in. That it's another one of those, like, tall hurdles where it's like, oh, it is competitive, and unfortunately, current development is just not up to matching it at all.
I mean, also let's just be
Are we ready?
We are ready.
Good, then we can start. That's more important than Need for Speed talk. I mean, there is F-Zero.
There is a need for speed, but
Yeah, you get that in F-Zero.
by the way, who here has seen the Need for Speed movie?
No.
I assume no one else here has seen it.
Yeah.
It's a dumb movie, but it's solid. And I think people didn't they brushed it aside and didn't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard equal about that. That a lot of people are just like, it's fine, but also just not memorable.
People went into it expecting too much, I think.
I mean, the problem is just like if you adapt a video game and it's not very like one of the linear ones, like let me just put it like this. The reason why, The Last of Us worked so well as a TV show is it's already a linear narrative game. So, just changing it up to work as a TV show wasn't hard. Meanwhile, how do you make a Resident Evil movie? And the irony about this is we've had 6 and reboots and animated movies with the original teams on board, and a whole series about that, and you're like, okay.
You don't want to build a new room?
Oh, sorry, I'm just focusing on something else right now.
Then I just send it to you again in a short while.
Oh, I did so I'm probably not going to play it myself just because it's out of my range of games that I'm going to play.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lego Batman game looks good.
Oh yeah, this was actually kind of interesting.
Based off the stuff I've seen and that people have been talking about, it looks very Arkham coded.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, but that trailer was just full of references from 60s Batman to Nolan.
Yeah.
They're just speaking the
I
movies.
noticed so many of them. They've got New Bane, they've got Schwarzenegger, Dr. Freeze, they've got the Vine Room from the Schwarzenegger film. and just a whole bunch of references. It's gonna be your typical Lego game, most likely amazing. And I say that despite the fact that Lego may have dropped the ball. I don't know too well, but Lego may have dropped the ball with some of their recent games, especially the Star Wars ones. But this one looks like it'll be good.
Oh yeah. I mean, otherwise, streamed literally earlier today. Pragmata is surprisingly enjoyable. It's weird because you're like, it's one of those this shouldn't work games to a degree, and yet it works.
By the way, how did you feel about the Control announcement?
It makes sense. Like, okay, they here's the thing. They made themselves no fans with that. Like, I do think a lot of people. I'm more surprised that more people have not seen that one coming, but I get it. Like, here's the thing. People like Jessie. And there are not a lot of games with, especially franchises with female-led protagonists. So going for the sequel to be, her brother is a choice. But also, crucially in my opinion, there is this thing that it was kind of obvious, like, the first basically this is probably more of a spin-off from what I know, because they already only said they went into full production on Control 2 earlier this year, which is like, yeah, this one is probably not Control 2, but like,
Yeah, it's more of a spin-off.
yeah, the thing is, the first game is Jessie goes into the oldest house and shoots things. And the next one is Dylan goes outside of the oldest house and whacks things. It's just the complete inverse of everything. Yeah. Which is like, I get why, but also like, it's just like, it obviously pisses people off, and I also get that part. I probably will enjoy that, because, I like games that play like Devil May Cry, so I will probably enjoy that part, but, I'm not surprised.
Did you see what Larian did on their Twitter account?
No.
Oh, was it about the Divinity game coming out?
They made the header on their Twitter account is the legal document that leaked out the fact that it was Divinity before the announcement.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what else would they do?
So basically, a legal document ahead of the announcement leaked that Divinity was going to be their next game, and so they basically put that legal document as like the header image for their Twitter account, which is very funny to me.
Yeah, I'm just like, I didn't expect anything else from them. Like,
yeah. No, it's just Larian being silly.
Yeah. Have the fun, and as long as they do not do a D&D game again, I'm fine.
Yeah, but also,
because that systems fit way more with the Divinity IP.
But if I can say one thing, though, that is just a slight sour taste to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks that we just recently had the whole Steam being like, nah, this game can't be on Steam because it might have been slightly suggestive at one point in time, and for that this just goes against all our principles, even though it's the most moderate art game you can imagine. But then, a week later, Larian is just like, yep, here's a trailer with puking, fucking, tits out, a man getting burned alive, and flesh hanging off.
Which is good, by the way.
Yeah, but that game will be on Steam. So, like,
Was the whole thing about it not being labeled properly, or was like?
Oh, no.
Because they allow porn on the game, they allow gore
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But like, no, it literally is just the fact that it is not an explicit game for wanking, basically.
Which is weird because Baldur's Gate isn't either. But you could use it for it.
It's just Steam
Being Steam.
very shitty.
Yeah.
Like to the point that it's very obvious that maybe I'm just gonna say it, maybe not one company should control Steam.
Well, I mean, should.
No, it's more like
true, but can not really, not in its current state.
Shouldn't. Like, I mean, literally, Valve shouldn't.
Because
own
it's a
Steam.
private company.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. I said this a lot of times before, but like, Steam existing as, this monopolistic central place on the PC is good. Like the only two good places on Steam, for PC gaming are Steam, and then depending on which games you want, GOG. But like, the thing is, Steam is good. It's a vital part of the ecosystem. It should not be run by one American company that can just decide, no, we don't want to sell this one, with absolute flimsiest excuses. Considering, Dating Hitler is on Steam.
It's a bit hypocritical of them, yeah. Or more like a lot.
Yeah. But, by the way, the thing the thing Horses was banned over, just so you know, Ruben, is there was one scene where a child was basically, riding on the shoulders of a naked woman. Because naked people are stand-ins for horses in this game. It's an art game, okay? That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's what was literally it. So,
Was it in the scene of the game, or was it in, like, the promotional material?
Oh, no, it's even funnier. It's not even in the game anymore.
Okay.
It was in an
Is it
early
still banned,
version.
or?
It was in an early version. And
What game are we talking about?
Horses.
Is that just like the whole name of the game?
That's the name of the game, yeah. And Steam basically banned it from their storefront, and Epic Games too. Like, only GOG is selling it now. And they're like, no, this game is a step too far because of this one scene, and that is not even in the game anymore. And even then, it's like, again.
How many games are uploaded to Steam constantly?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
What?
per day, roughly?
Too many?
What?
Has the game tried to get
Yeah.
It's not
Get
even
back
in
on
the
Steam?
game.
That was not the
No,
question.
no, have they asked to get back onto Steam?
Yeah, but Steam said no, and that's final.
Okay.
It is very stupid. I can tell you that. It is very stupid. Because, like, it is just very obviously bullshit.
Okay, I mean, you get bullshit with big platforms all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of par for the course, really.
Yeah.
It's still shit, but...
That's the thing. If it's shit, people should be angry about it.
Yeah, but people could focus their anger on only so many issues,
But also-
especially at a time like this, really.
I mean, fair. Or you could just keep a list.
Yeah, I guess that's very orc of you. No, not orc, dwarf, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dwarf, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
learning
like,
stuff.
It's just... the thing is just, like, that Divinity will probably do a lot of that stuff again, and explicit sex and stuff, and it just will be fine on Steam. Which is,
You
different again.
should clarify more because you never do when you're like this. that you're pissed about the hypocrisy.
Yes, that's what I literally wanted to say that in my next line until
Too
you
late.
interrupted.
Too
no,
late.
you.
No, too late.
Nigh out of context.
God.
Yeah, exactly. no
Yeah, you
context.
did. You did like have like a significant break of not saying anything about that. before
Okay,
you-
but basically,
Claim
yeah,
that you
it is the hypocrisy because like this isn't against Larian. It's just like it kind of sucks that Larian can do that stuff because they're big, but small studios can't do that because until they throw a stink, apparently no one cares about that. Even then, people try to excuse the Steam's behavior, and it's no, Valve acted completely dumb. Period. That's,
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
it's just again one of those things where I'm like, I don't think they should Steam should be controlled by just one company. Like this isn't, by the way,
Actually,
even
they
saying
get more bureaucracy kind of then.
yeah, it's just like
I mean, unless you make Steam a public marketplace, so it's like it's a public good sort of
I
thing.
mean,
but even then,
honestly,
still-
it should be run by an NGO, in my opinion. That's like
well, then everything should kind of be run by an NGO.
I do think they should hand over at least the control on Steam to just a third party financed consortium where basically all the publishers chime in and they're independent. And it should not maybe be placed in America. That's another thing.
At least not right now.
Yeah.
But then again, where would you place it?
They can move to Europe. It would just be a consortium. That's not the biggest thing. We can place them in Ireland. That's nice in the middle between America and Europe.
Ireland has its own problems.
I'm just saying, it would probably be it's one of those islands everyone could at least agree on.
I mean, the thing is, if you're doing a non-profit NGO, then America is actually a pretty solid place to put it because there's a lot
this is
of,
more a cultural
regulation
thing.
protections.
I know what you mean, but this is more a cultural thing, I would say. Because, the whole...
Isn't I going on about her?
No, this is, literally the reason...
Anti-American cultural hegemony.
It is! I mean, Room, you need to keep in mind, the fact that horses was banned over nothing. Quite literally nothing. And compared to what other games
I wouldn't
do.
really call that nothing.
It's not in the game. They banned it over a scene that is not in the game.
Is not currently in the game.
No, it is not. It's not in it. It doesn't exist.
You mean it never was uploaded to Steam?
Yeah. Not even that. There was a pre-release version where it was in, and they were still saying yeah, we will change it, and it's not even in the final game anymore since months. And they still said no, because of that we will not release the game because it's just a step too far. That was their wording. It's a step too far.
That's a picture you can see in every fucking FKK beach in Germany, by the way.
I mean, aside from that,
But mostly the kid would also be naked.
The problem is, so this is a problem it being with Steam being in the US market. It would, based on off of the way that you describe the scene, it could potentially fall under legal implications of child sex abuse.
How?
Which I find so weird, because how? Especially since it's all metaphors.
It's because of the way that the law is written.
Yeah, but
it
then
doesn't
also
matter if something is a metaphor.
Shouldn't the law count for artistic expression and stuff like that to distinguish between actual things?
I think it does to a degree, but still.
It does,
to a
but
degree.
if the display can still be construed in a way, or even just has a physical showing of such a thing, or possible implication, it still is a legal risk at a bare minimum.
Ooh. I'm lucky
And
that Germany
those
is
kinds
not
of
in the
legal-
American market, otherwise the whole beaches would be arrested.
But also, again, it's not non-existent. And they still said, no, we're totally gonna do that.
I just want to say, by the way, that
Hmm?
what you're saying now is different from what you said initially when you were describing.
No, I said I said this is the scene, but also then I specifically added the funny part is it's not even in the game.
that they removed it.
Yeah, it removed it months ago.
Yeah, so it was in the game at one point.
At some point before they even applied to Steam, yeah.
I can see why that would be a problem. It's not necessarily directly a problem, but it could become a potential headache.
But
which
yeah, I
they
mean,
don't
even
want to
then,
do
it's
it.
like that's some law that is just
Well, that's like one thing. If it would be like, oh, this is the law, but
Mhm.
then Steam would probably say something like, yeah, this is the law, we have to do this.
Mhm.
But they didn't say that. They said it's a step too far, which is a bit of a different.
In a legal sense, as far as I'm aware of US law, it's a private platform, so they can kind of do what they want.
oh yeah,
on that
that's a
Not,
thing.
not necessarily.
platform.
When it comes to
Okay, yeah.
when it comes to concerns about CSAM, when it comes to that stuff, it does
Oh,
not
that's
matter if
what I
you're
meant more is in
private
terms of
stuff. Yeah.
kind of like kicking people off the platform and not uploading something to the platform in a way, sort of. That's what I meant. Sorry. So kind of rejecting a game.
Basically, my understanding of this is that the game and developer are a potential headache that Steam doesn't want to spend the time or money dealing with.
I mean, they already released like 2 games on their platforms with no problems. They just suddenly had a problem with that one.
Mhm.
Again, and as everyone that actually played the game pointed out, it is a farce because the game is incredibly tame.
And again, the thing with Larian, with the difference with this game and with Larian, is Larian has the resources to.
I'm not
Actually, like,
I'm not talking
this is
about
not
it. It's
quite
just
the right word for it, but port Steam.
I
No,
mean,
you're
they're
talking
big.
about the hypocrisy.
Yeah, they're big.
That's what this discussion is about.
Yeah, they're big. This is why
They're
Steam
they're
will
big.
ignore
They
it.
have resources and voice in order to make themselves be heard by Steam, and they have sway. They've earned that sway.
Well, that's not something you should earn in any
Yeah.
way.
Because they didn't earn that. It's just they're too big to that that it would actually
Yeah.
How does that not construe earning?
It's
They've
Earning,
become big enough that their voice is
That's-
valuable to Steam.
that's not. See, earning implies you have earned something, in the sense
Yes.
of you deserve it, but in the same sense you're also saying others don't. If you now that you clarified to Steam specifically, fair, I wouldn't use earning. It's just that Steam can't do what they want with them.
Yeah, you shouldn't. By the way, you should not earn being able to stay on a platform. Everyone should be able to stay there. Same rules for everyone.
Oh no, that's
but
not even what that's not what I'm talking about.
the earn is the wrong word then. The very much the wrong word.
Also, question, yeah, can you
No, I'm
let
not
Winburg give up because the front is still bugged and I win at 100% and I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's is it that? Okay.
Yeah, it's going on for a few
Well,
months.
then that's actually damn. We have our first bug of the evening, everyone. Woo!
No?
Yeah, Agonia's in a war, and
Bugged front.
so is it paused? It's paused.
Need to restart?
No.
Or?
No.
Never
Where's
needed.
where's the front bugged?
Winburg.
Down in South Africa. It's basically 100% she can't run into them.
Ah.
So, yeah.
I think those could be fixed by putting by readjusting I forget how honestly it's been too long since I forget exactly how it got fixed. But it was possible to do it.
If I knew how, I would have done it.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's been too long since I've encountered the issue.
There we go.
usually it's something to do. I think it's something to do with like the HQ, where buildings are, and where the front line is supposed to be.
Hmm.
In other
But I
news,
see.
one of the exciting things for me this week is they've announced the anime adaptation of Siren,
What?
which you all probably don't know about. There's a manga called Siren, Psyren. It's a really good manga. I love it. It unfortunately was axed during like probably the most brutal time in Jump history, which is like the late 2000s. Because things were just getting axed left, right, and center then.
November 29th, 2010.
Yep. And basically, it's a solid story with and I've really been wanting it to get animated since 2010, and
Now you finally get that.
now it's finally getting animated, and I've always thought it deserved it. Yes, so I'm excited for that.
Cool.
And I found out apparently the director for Mushoku Tensei is the director for Sentenced to be a Hero, so I'm looking forward to that anime as well next season. Because, I mean, anyone can say whatever they want about Mushoku Tensei's content. The animation was top quality.
Yeah, but the content really is.
Let's see. I do have like a passive curiosity about the Warlock game. I'm not going to play it for multiple reasons. One, it's not really for me, and then the other is I'm hesitant to touch anything with Wizard's name on it.
I mean, that's probably the fairest
Wizard of the
part.
Coast?
Yeah, because they kind of stopped doing TTRPGs, re-released just re-released their old system again, called it new, and now they're just like, oh, now we're making video games, and yeah.
I will say I have had the chance to look over. Some of what's it called? I have had the chance to look over some of the new D&D stuff, and for the most part, as someone who enjoys kind of like some of the less popular classes, some of the changes I've seen look nice.
Oh, you mean the new main rulebook that they just up?
Yeah.
I mean, they basically just put in the stuff they did like a long time ago, but like it isn't hard to smooth out stuff, but they also just changed stuff that was never needed to be changed. So
I remember how many times people were like, Ranger's bad. Ranger was never bad.
Oh yeah, no, my issue, the changes. So they made healing a lot more comfortable feeling to use. So like for me, whenever I play, because I also play Druid.
Comfortable feeling to use.
What do you mean?
Need to be explained a lot.
I'm in the middle of explaining. Whenever I was playing Druid in the past, with the 5e rules, there were a lot of spells that I just never would take because I would always see it as inefficient or a waste of a turn or a waste of an action. A lot of the low-level healing spells.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
First of all, give me one healing spell you're actually talking about, then I can address it.
Give me a second. Yeah. I need. It's been like a month since I went over this stuff. No, not Goodberry. No. I didn't read it. I didn't read Goodberry.
Okay. What else? The bonus action healing spell that
I think Cure Wounds was one of them. I don't like how it is.
The main action one?
I think, but
Yeah.
so again, I don't remember the exact details.
Here's the thing about healing spells and healing abilities in D&D. You were never supposed to use them
in combat.
Again,
you make pauses where you never should.
You were never supposed to use them in combat. That was a core design aspect. You were always supposed to use them in between combats. That's why they are punishing like that, because in combat it's much better to focus on...
So here's the thing. I didn't even feel like they were worth using outside of combat.
And you probably never had a challenging adventure day.
That's another thing.
Did.
If you did, you would need healing.
Specifically in the campaign. The same campaign that I'm talking about that I played last time. Healing was not valuable in combat. Sorry, it was not valuable in combat. It was not valuable out of combat, except for, there was one moment in combat where it was necessary.
Nobody ever said that it should be good in combat. Nia specifically said it should never be.
It was never designed for that.
Yeah.
From the first edition. Never.
You're mostly supposed to use healing outside of combat. And that's only really relevant if you have a hard adventuring day.
Yeah. The idea is that you need to weigh in. Do you want to use that spell slot before combat and potentially go in with more healing than with more health and survive? Or do you want to do you want to just see and maybe do you make a risky move during combat and
I mean, there are good ones. I mean, there's the one bonus action one.
There are some solid ones, but they're the minority, yeah.
Yeah. They're practically designed for if someone in your party goes down, you can use your bonus action to at least make them not immediately die and roll death saves. That's basically what it's for. So, yeah. But the problem is I can't really talk too much about it if you do not remember the spells in the first place.
But like,
I'm looking the spells up.
I will say that a lot of those changes sound again more like
video gamey
stuff that is there because people just expected it to be there, not that it was actually part of the design, which is just part of the core with D&D nowadays, because people just assume what D&D should be, not what it actually is.
Oftentimes.
I mean, there's a reason that the whole crit success and crit failure on social skills just is in Baldur's Gate 3, or I think they also changed that in the re-release because, well, everyone was already playing it like that. But is it good design? The moment you say, oh, we just changed the rule because everyone does it, you fucked up your system. You just threw integrity out of the window. Anyway, the people who made the system aren't at Wizards anymore either, so, I can tell you that the next re-release of D&D 5th edition is going to be probably so bad that probably everyone will suddenly realize, wait a second.
I don't think people will realize because people never played most of the time original D&D according to the rules.
Oh yeah, but I feel like in another 10 years probably enough will...
And for most people, it's also pretty irrelevant how something is supposed to be played, as long as they can get some fun out of it. There is really not much appreciation for actually good design facilitating more fun in gaming in general. People just lower their standards often.
I mean,
which is fine, it's their choice, but at the same time, you cannot take a person very seriously in their opinions if everything they're trying to defend is based on, but I had fun with it. You can have fun with a lot of things. Nobody's arguing against that. We're talking about did the game's design facilitate what it wanted to do?
I mean, I also want to point out that a lot of people nowadays are catching up that a lot of stuff isn't working in 5th edition.
Some do.
It is slowly switching. So this is why I'm saying, in 10 years, probably enough people will realize that it kind of sucks.
What sucks?
5th edition, and especially the second rework. Re-release.
5th edition on itself doesn't suck, and you said it yourself.
Oh no, I mean the re-releases suck. That those changes
Then
are bad.
Then hold your breath for a while and actually think before you say something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice.
Okay.
I almost get a heart attack here.
Can I say that that it is annoying though that I basically need to wait?
Because of your guerrilla warfare?
It's just wait until 1839. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Spain is just a waiting game.
I guess I do nothing fun.
Have you found a spell yet, Zep?
I think so, but I don't. We're working on some memory stuff for this. I think. What was Cure Wounds in 5e, the base?
I can look it
Was
up.
it 2d6?
Let me look it up first. D&D 5th edition, material and infos. Oh, okay. Let's go to the druid spells. That doesn't show the thingies, the subclasses necessarily, but Cure Wounds. The worst healing spell in the game, as far as I remember. It's 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, so in the new in the change, it Cure Wounds is 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, they bring up healing more and more. Yeah, I know. Not a good idea.
I would never have used Cure Wounds during a rest. I feel like 1d8 has potential to feel negative. It has a much vaster potential to feel negative and a waste of a spell slot if you roll low. So I think it provides for a potential worse experience.
Well, on level 1, you probably should never have a lower modifier than 4, so at least you heal 5. So that's the minimum healing for this version.
Was Lesser Restoration a bonus action?
Should be. Let me see. First of all, Lesser Restoration is which level spell slot? Level 2, right? Yeah, there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a level 2 spell slot. Touch a creature, it can either one disease, one condition afflicting it, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned, or other things. And this one is one action because it's mainly for sickness and stuff. And it's a low level spell.
Lesser Restoration was turned into a bonus action. To me, that makes sense because you're just casting a spell and touching someone and removing an effect.
Yeah, but the point was that this was something you should do in between combat. Because in combat, it would be extremely strong.
Comparatively.
Especially at low levels. Again, this is a change that is just there because the majority of people expect there to be healing during combat because of video games. Not because it actually makes sense inside of the system.
Well, they're slowly changing it to specifically that.
I mean, yeah, but again, I have less respect for that because it's like,
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
It's not very interesting to make a distinct game more samey to everything else.
I mean, not...
But yeah, they buffed it. Definitely.
They basically turned something, for me, They turn some things from things that I would never use and possibly never use at all, into things that I might use.
So you never had super typhus?
Super typhus is a literal thing you can catch in D&D.
Yeah, illnesses and such. That's what I'm saying. You apparently had never a very challenging adventuring day, because those things would suck the player dry, and you would be glad if someone has it prepared, because it could just mean a character dies.
So that's the thing. I don't understand what you mean by super challenging day, because that's subjective.
A challenging adventuring day is literally mathematically in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Like, that's not subjective, I'm sorry.
So there's a definition for it?
Yep. You literally add between... wait a second. Okay, that's fine. An adventuring day is a set of encounters stretched over an arbitrary amount of time, with 1 to 2 short rests, and then ending with a long rest, and having, I think it was 5 to 6 medium encounters is like the baseline. Which is calculated based on the experience that the monsters give. That's how you calculate how challenging an adventuring day is.
I don't know whether any of the sessions that I've played fall under that category then.
I assumed as much.
But
because I didn't assume you would have... Yeah, if something is, pause yourself.
No, it's just
Pause if you have a problem.
basically the Carlist Wars is just like they're winning, even though they're in default, and it's weird.
What did you do?
Nothing. I just waited, and then they're just like, well, flush them out.
Yeah, you also need your conscripts.
Right.
You have forgotten about your conscripts, have you?
No, that wasn't mentioned.
It was.
There was no.
It was. If you want to follow advice online, you need to follow it closely.
that's why I don't really listen to guides too much anymore.
Because you can't listen to them? Because that's what we're talking about right now.
Just because I don't expect a game to go well enough that I will be able to closely follow, especially a Paradox game. I don't expect it to go well enough that they'll have the capacity to follow the guidelines
Of
exactly.
expectations.
Well, this one is obvious enough, you know? It's mathematically also pretty much the same, except, what's it called? Except the rolls, and it's not so close with conscripts that you would need to worry about it. It's basically mathematically impossible to lose this one if you do it correctly. It's not like, I don't know, Citral versus Kabul or something, where you need a defensive strategist, or at the very least a tactical one, and 2 good defensive rolls to be able to win the war. But to get back to the other topic, yeah, I generally, like, you as a player didn't expect you to read the Dungeon Master's Guide because you weren't DMing.
Yeah. I want to say that my recent one was classified as a challenging game, but I don't remember what my DM said.
It really depends.
I feel like he may have said that it was that it was either challenging or near challenging.
Mm-hmm. Was it an official adventure? Because they're all over the place and really hard to accurately play, because oftentimes they're just badly designed. That can lead to some fun, challenging gameplay, but not necessarily.
I'm trying to see if he wrote down somewhere what the session was.
Mhm.
Uh,
I wonder how he did that.
what do you mean?
How challenging the session was. Did he have all encounters planned out? No random encounters? That would be interesting.
No, there were random encounters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we encountered the two most difficult fights in the campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With D&D adventures, it always depends. Also, which supplementary material you use.
I'm not seeing.
Because there's also lots of power creep going on with stuff. Especially clerics.
I can describe. I don't remember what it's called, but I could describe the
Sure.
adventure. It was you're in a basement. You're locked into a building. There are aberrations, I think.
Curse of Strahd, Haunted House of Horrors. Pretty much sure.
Yes, I think that may have been it. There's
yeah.
a chandelier. There's like a chandelier and that has like a
famously bad.
Like a
yeah, the beginning is a bit. Did they also drain your max health? The shadows.
When max. I think they could. I don't remember if they got around to draining my max health.
Or anyone's.
Just like in the moment of combat. I think they did with one of the players. I just don't. Yeah, no, they did drain our tank's max HP. They got me down to like 4 HP. And I was able to heal in between combat once, because we had a long rest. Cure wounds didn't do shit.
That's the thing. You're normally not allowed to long rest in most places.
Or no, was it a long rest or a short rest? I don't remember.
A short rest is where you use your hit die to regain hit points. A long rest is where your spell slots refresh as well, and you get your hit die back, or at least some, and full HP.
I think we had. It was a short rest.
That makes more sense.
And we did but that did come at a cost of moving a ticker up.
Yeah. Time moves. Right?
I think so.
That's just the ticker represents time in general.
Yes. Time moves. We had that happen a couple times. We didn't go to the end of the ticker, but we did encounter everything that was a dangerous combat. With the exception that we managed to solve the mystery the way it was designed. With a clutch moonbeam.
A moonbeam.
Yes, moonbeam.
Okay, so this is a
It was a level 4 adventure that we were doing.
I don't know what to say. Truly,
the clutch from the spell was that it triggered the win condition because of the target that I was aiming for and had set up. I am vastly like paraphrasing a lot of things here. It's not. It didn't all happen exactly as I said it because again, it was like a month ago and life was very hectic at that time. So things are kind of vague for me right now.
Yeah, but you're aware that Curse of Strahd's Haunted House of Horror is designed for a level 1 party.
may not have been that one then, because this one was specifically a level 4 adventure, I think. Hold on.
There's a reason most people say if you skip Beth House, start at level 3. So I would assume most DMs would let you start on level 4 and throw you in it if they want to, because that one is notoriously hard.
All I know is that it was not a level 1 adventure.
Well, you didn't start on level 1. Doesn't mean it was designed for level 1. Or intended. Well, yeah. It's a badly designed part of the module from Curse of Strahd. Because as you can obviously see, if you were there with a level 1 party, the chances of you making it was pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to say it was a level 4. It may have been level 3 that we played at. I have to find my character sheet, actually.
Well, I can look one thing very easily up. Moonbeam is a level 2 spell.
Yes.
So, because I have forgotten how to calculate that, I'm going to classes. And we go to the very useful druid. You would need to be at least level 3 to have second level spell slots.
Yes, I know I was at least level 3.
Yeah, then you were probably level 3. So, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think the next adventure that we're doing is level 4.
That would make sense.
I'm reading through, like, old messages, and...
It would make sense that they adjusted that there, because throwing beginner players in the Haunted Halls of Horrors, as I call it, as intended, it will not be fun for anyone.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyways, the Moonbeam was not used to defeat the boss. It was used to solve the puzzle that defeats the boss. Mm-hmm. And it was a very clutch moment. So it was in the end, what matters is that it was a very fun adventure for everyone involved.
Yeah, as I said, I think the DM made the right call adjusting it there.
Yeah. But it was a difficult one that we happened to. The DM said that of all the times that he's done it, I think we're the second party that's successfully completed the module, which is not a massive number of times. Not a massive number he's done it as well, but
it really also depends how he runs it, etc., and how closely he followed the module. Because if you do, it's a bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we almost died we almost died to events a couple of times. Mm-hmm. Not even just like combat.
Yeah,
because I kept failing I had good wisdom, and I kept failing in wisdom checks. It was very, like, I even had like some good ideas in just, and so it ended up being a situation of, oh, I'm just shitting my pants now. Quite literally, I am so scared that I cannot do shit. Even the shit that I tried to do that was like worthy of like succeeding did not succeed.
You're just really unlucky.
To be fair, I think it was rebound and karma, because my literal first 2 dice rolls that I made with a brand new dice set were nat 20s. First 2 rolls.
Luckily,
so the fates kind of balanced themselves out there, I think.
Which version did you play? The newer version, I guess, right? So
we played on the older version, actually.
So normal 5e.
Yeah, our DM didn't. Yeah, normal 5e. Our DM didn't have the time to go through everything and kind of like rebalance everything. Even though he said that he liked a lot of the changes on, like, at least on paper, reading about them.
Mm-hmm.
So he may have us convert to new D&D for the next session. He hasn't decided yet.
But it's basically just a patch anyway. So.
Yeah.
It's more like 5.5.
No, not even that.
Yeah, I'm a bit lenient there.
5.1 at best.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've had some good D&D sessions lately, and
That's good.
I look forward to more.
Dun, 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 dun. Why does the USA hate me so much?
Because you hate it so much too.
No, I don't. Spain doesn't hate the USA. Spain wants them to like them.
Oh, I
But
meant Ira.
They don't need to know
But
that.
yeah, have you not known about the? Did you not hear about the USS Maine?
Blame the Maine on
So
Spain.
actually, the U.S. has a. I do remember this from reading what little dev diaries I did read. The U.S. does have a journal entry regarding Cuba.
Yeah.
They share the I think one of the Cuban independence journal entries, in which Cuba can kind of take, if they want to, they can take the lead in souring relations between the U.S. and Spain. So, making Cuba have like low liberty desire, be friendly, I think should raise the chances of Cuba deciding to remain a subject.
By the way, my current government is everyone is in it. It's a big friend hack. The big
Well,
friend.
they're two marginalized interest groups, though.
Yeah, but they're part of the party, so they're in it as well.
Friend hug.
Yeah, but rural folk and trade unions just basically don't exist. So everyone who's a thing is in the government.
Okay, I'm losing so much stuff, but I guess I know why.
It's kind of interesting playing with a new mouse pad again, though. Even if I can say it makes my palms sweat. That's unfortunate.
Oh, I think this will be my last question regarding the Game Awards. How do you, or sorry, actually, before I get into this, I like to call it the French Awards, because Claire Osborne won everything,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But anyways, how do y'all feel about Old Man Leon?
You know what? I'm.
He's middle-aged, but yes.
Here's the thing. On one hand, I'm happy I basically get that half of the game is going to be a good old Resident Evil 4 remake right again. The other thing I thought is like, wow, Grace Ashcroft's part of the game will probably suck. Because
Do you want to hear something funny that I heard before you get into like the game content discourse?
Yeah.
Someone that I heard someone say that Leon is experiencing. A lot of people are going to, for the first time, experience the death of a twink.
I mean, is he
Doesn't he just become a DILF?
Because, well, that's the thing, is Leon is graying out of being a twink.
Yeah, he's just a DILF
What they
now.
were basically implying.
I thought you meant
He
dies in the game.
Oh, does he die? It's not a DILF.
Okay,
it's a D-DILF. Dead DILF.
We don't know about that for Leon.
I thought you implied that. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Death of the twink, it means that he's like no longer a twink because he's aging out of it.
Interesting that I never saw him as a twink.
Okay, I'm just talking to myself then.
Leon was not very twinky.
Yeah, it's weird to hear that, like, oh, Leon is a twink. No.
He's not. The community memes him as one.
Maybe the new one, but the old one never did. like
Different perspectives, I guess.
maybe I'm too old, but Leon was always,
You know what one of the most popular mods are for the game?
I know what popular mods are.
It's
Resident
the
Evil,
tramp
right?
stamp.
Again, but Zep, I've grown up with the original. Back then, Leon was probably more the Tumblr sexy man than the twink.
Yep.
Were you on Tumblr? He was definitely a twink.
No, you were not online back in the day. You okay, Ruben, you have not seen the incredible amount of AMVs with black and white gameplay footage of Resident Evil 4, where Linkin Park is blaring in the background, and they're all subtitled, all commented with, "It's for her," part, and you're like, "Oh God." Honestly, 2000s gaming, 2000s
Yeah.
wave of lean appreciation was just built different. It was just another beast. But yeah, in general, I would say it's just what I can say about Resident Evil 9, and like I will play it, but like. Yeah, so when they're saying, oh, Grace is... First of all, saying, oh yeah, the girl gets the horror experience and the guy gets to blast all the zombies to smithereens. Yeah, Capcom. Anyway, other thing is...
I don't care about Capcom's stuff. All I care is that Mega Man Battle Network got like a second of screen time. I'm happy about that.
I mean, just like, it's a bad decision. It's like... And also, like, I'm gonna be honest with you here, the thing about them saying, oh, it's going to be a survival horror experience. And here's the thing. I like Resident Evil 2. And they're very clearly going to making Resident Evil 2 remake. They're clearly going for that again. But also, I feel they didn't learn that the reason the game was good was not Mr. X. But I do feel what they're gonna do is slam an unkillable stalker into Grace Ashcroft's playthrough again, and it's going to suck horribly replaying.
If the thing takes as much space as Mr. X does, then yes.
I mean, if they do it so that at the end of Grace's playthrough, you actually, have a similar moveset as Lean, and you can like master the zombie, the gameplay and stunt on the zombies, sure, then I'd be fine. But I kind of doubt they're doing that, but rather do one where, everyone who's new to horror is going like, oh my God, this is scary. And it's like, you run away. It's not scary, you run away. The whole problem is in your mind. Run away. Anyway, but yeah, probably Leon's side is going to be fun.
That's a problem that the modern stalkers have, is that they have nearly no interactivity.
Mm-hmm.
And they only have basically one solution.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, if they would go more for Nemesis, you could have someone that you technically cannot kill because he always comes back. But if you decide to kill him,
if you win the encounter, that is probably the better.
Yeah. If you win the encounter, it's more appropriate. Then you get upgrade parts for weapon and other stuff. So there's something to do with the thing, because most of the time you just find a circle and run around them.
Let me just put it like this. The biggest problem they have is, and this can go, by the way, two ways. The later would probably be the best outcome if they really want to have this kind of gameplay in Grace Ashcroft's part. The thing is just, okay, you either have a Mr. X or you have a Lady Dimitrescu. They both are like the basically the end point of the spectrum of the unkillable stalker. And I mean that then the alien from Alien Isolation is like in the middle and just bullshit. Anyway, so the thing is, Mr. X is fast, big, dominating, kills you almost instantly. So the thing about him is, like, even if you play on a save, and I mean that quite literally, even if you play on a save where you already have, like, unlocked the special weapons, like the rocket launcher, okay? You can just one-shot the fucker. But you know what the funniest bit about Mr. X is? Because if it was, you'd think you wasting ammunition doing damage to him and him going down for a minute should be, in absolute logical terms, be the opening to slip past him, right? So first of all, aside from the fact that you need heavy firepower to even achieve that, depending on where you are in the police station, he just blocks the path anyway, because he's so fucking fat.
Agonia, which state do you want me to put the diplomatic interest in? Caucasus, Anatolia.
Good question. Russia hasn't attacked me for some reason. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, but like just as a preventative measure, so that I can be.
They usually get
triggered in Caucasus or
They
Anatolia.
usually get Dobruka, so Danubia, I guess.
Okay, I'll put in Danubia.
That's usually what they join for.
What would it be a backup?
Probably the other north thing.
The Caucasus?
Caucasus, I guess I own one part of the Caucasus. They probably go for cars.
Okay. Yeah, they've historically like generally wanted to get cars. So I'll put it in. I'll put an interest in both those regions.
Thank you. And we can hopefully attack them.
Yeah.
And
I need to get my military tech done first, so.
Same. I'm just letting the British fight for me. I don't need the military, I have the British.
By the way, I don't mean to like trigger like more conversation about this, which I know is not quite the right way to start this. But I forgot to mention the team. I've been told that the team working on the new on the Warhammer on the Total War 40K game is the same team that made Halo Wars 2. So like the individuals designing it are the same.
How the fuck did? Wait, CA did Halo Wars 2?
Yeah, you didn't know?
I forgot that it was them. I know Ensemble Studios was the first, but I think I read it once that someone else did Wars 2, but never.
Yeah,
it makes sense to
CA
put the
did
one.
Halo Wars 2.
Honestly, it makes sense to put the one on them that actually has like ranged combat experience. But then again, Halo Wars 2 was also just, from what I heard, not that good of an RTS overall.
I've actually heard the opposite. Most of the
mostly from people.
I don't know about the good of an RTS. That good of the RTS thing. I don't know about. But everybody that I've talked to that's played Halo Wars loved it. Halo Wars 2.
From my perspective, it's hard to tell simply because was the thing also console exclusive again?
No, it was also on PC. It was more classic RTS than the first, but it still wasn't like fully that actually. So yeah.
It always also depends which type of player you're talking to. Like if you're talking about single player on its own, like I do not play many single player RTS. I can say that the Dawn of War or Crusade single player is great. One of the few. Same with Warzone 2100, but...
Okay, but Warzone 2100 is like outstanding.
Yeah, I know. But it's not something I would...
The people who I've heard from... most of the positive stuff I've heard comes from single players, people, but I have heard a lot of positive talk from like people who are like submerged in multiplayer, who say a lot of really good things about Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I cannot say.
The guy who runs the entire Total War, who basically runs the Total War Warhammer multiplayer scene, he has a lot of praise to say for. He's always had a lot of praise to say for Halo Wars 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I can say I would need to try it again at myself one day, but that's a different topic.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, the thing about Resident Evil is just like I feel like they might just fuck up the Grace Ashcroft's side with a stalker again, and they again the thing about Lady Dimitrescu is, if anyone remembers my playthroughs of 8, she's just very slow, but you can just slip past her all the time. So the whole playthrough was just in the beginning, hi Lady Dimitrescu, bye Lady Dimitrescu, like just running through the main hall and into the next area.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand the perspective.
Yeah. It's just
like, but I still like the idea of just.
Oh no, it's a good idea.
Being positive enough, being positive, like, not positive, but being like optimistic.
I mean,
guess
it's Capcom, but also they generally did everything pretty well with their games except Monster Hunter in the last decade. So I don't think it's gonna be bad. Again, at least half of the game is going to be pretty banger again. That's just like Leon is just Resident Evil 4 remake. So, and like I do like the general idea of, hey, you have like one half is basically a newbie thrown into the survival horror part, just like figure this shit out, while the other part is the veteran is arriving and just kicking ass all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a good setup. The thing is just I fear they fuck up Grace's one, because the strength of survival horror, especially Resident Evil, is gameplay mastery. And replayability from that. And I fear that they throw something in that will hold back that part specifically. Just to
what
be
do you
like,
think would hold? Can you describe what you think would
a stalker.
Hold it back?
An unkillable stalker.
An unkillable stalker, because then you just have a non-choice to that just is like, instead of, oh, you manage your bullets, etc., suddenly it's just like, I guess I just run away from that thing until it doesn't block my way anymore. And that's just annoying. That's just like, again,
Okay.
I don't like Mr. X. It's one of those things where I would say, if they removed Mr. X or made him like genuinely killable, and then,
or at least for a while, like this, he's gone for a while.
Comes back, but he shows up. Like in Resident Evil 2, he just shows up for a bit and then is gone, like in original.
Did they not have a weapon that could stun him quite well?
That's one you unlock at the very end. But as I said before, the main problem he has is he's so fucking big that you can basically stun him consistently with a few weapons. But if he just, because he's random of his AI, if he just goes down in the wrong corridor on the stairs, well, your path is now blocked. So, you know what I mean with, that was not a really good design.
Yeah. I can see how that aspect of it would make it I can see how that aspect of it all would provide for unfun situations.
Yeah. It's just, I really think he hampers replayability of 2 to a severe degree, especially since I do think the whole controlling zombies and boarding up the ground floor of the police station is already an amazing resource loop, management loop. It just kind of sucks that suddenly there is just this enemy that, the only real thing you need to know about him is know where to run, know which rooms he can't enter, and that's it. That's like quite literally it.
I understand where you're coming from.
Meanwhile, by the way, for example, the original Stalker, quote unquote, Nemesis in Resident Evil 3, the original, is like, yes, he shows up at quote unquote scripted times in the campaign, but also it's you can either run or defeat him. And if you defeat him, you actually get parts to build a strong grenade launcher. So, like, it's one of those, if you know how to fight and defeat him, you actually get rewards out of it. And that's cool. And I think they could do that. And, like, by the way, if they do that in 9 with Grace Ashcroft, I'm fine. I'm fine. That would just be good. That's how you do the whole stalker thing, because I do think the whole you can fight back and get rewards for that is one of the most crucial parts of survival horror, because the thing is, again, it's about resource management and taking chances. While I think the thing we see most in a lot of games nowadays is just, oh, but it horrifies, a certain group of people that are new to the genre, and it's like, yeah, but that's not the core identity of your gameplay. So that's just a person. Again, or if, they're just like enemies in their specific areas that, you can kill later on with some upgrades. Like, for example, in Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 4 Remake also, there are the Regeneradors, which are basically, you can't kill them because they just regenerate all the time. Except when you have a thermal visor and you can actually see their organs and just shoot the organs through them. Or, you just use something that is so powerful it just tears them to shreds and kills the organs in the process. That also works. But yeah. There's a few things they could do, but I think I need to just see how Resident Evil 9 is in February, because, like, I said it before, now February is going to be painful on our money, because Neo 3 comes out. Depending on actually how the co-op is, we might actually have it twice, but there's a demo coming, so we'll see about that. Oh, by the way, have you seen the Oni girl in Neo 3?
No.
I was not paying much attention
Okay.
during the Neo 3 announcement.
Okay. For everyone who has not seen it yet, I'm gonna put it up on the stream, on the stream in a second. But yeah, they showed a few bosses or enemies in Neo 3, and they look great. I genuinely think a lot of them just look genuinely great. But I want to specifically highlight that they also showed off her.
Not high quality though.
Yeah, I put it up to the highest quality I could get, but it's just smeared a bit. It looks better in
motion.
Yeah. I want to point out, this is a twice as tall as you Oni girl with some good muscles, and yeah, she has a gigantic sword and steps on you. Also, them abs. Team Ninja knows exactly what their audience wants. They know it exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Those are some really well rendered abs. I'm not gonna lie, that's just good abs. Anyway, so but yeah, Neo 3, then literally 1 week later we have Romeo is a Dead Man, because god damn it, Suda51, you had to. And then 2 weeks later Resident Evil 9. But Yeah. Thing is though, so
Yeah.
I actually also they released a demo for Pragmata yesterday, so like Capcom did, and well, it's relatively short. I feel like this is gonna be my game next year. If there's I think there's gonna be a lot more because it's really just like a very small snippet from the beginning. But it's one of those games where you think this shouldn't work that well. You know that kind of game?
I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, because basically as an overview, it is basically an action game similar to, well, original Resident Evil 4 to 6 ones. Main thing though is you have okay, so you have jumps, hovers, dashes, and they are all like on an energy bar, so you need to actually know when to use what. You have a pistol that is recharging, so it has infinite ammo, but you need to know where to fire and when to recharge. Weapons you pick up and they have just, limited ammo. Enemies, you need to hack to even open them up, but even then, it's like, you'd think that sucks. Oh, you need to hack them in real time. So, okay. Basically, how hacking works, especially on PC, I was just like, okay, that is a decision, but cool. Basically, you press the right mouse button while you aim at an enemy, okay? Then you basically you don't lock onto him, but basically you hover over him with your reticle, and then it pops up a grid beside him, and you need to maneuver a cursor to the green square, and then they're hacked. If you go over blue squares, the more blue squares you go during that, the longer they stay hacked. They actually take a lot of damage. And if you go over a yellow one, which only show up if you have the item, they get you get a damage boost on hitting them. So there's a bit of tactic there, but also you hack by just holding, mouse 4, the one on your side of the mouse, and then just move the mouse really quickly over it. It works shockingly good for the fact that the game basically says hack enemies in real time. It should not work that well. It should not work that well of hacking, shooting, dodging attacks, having area, crowd control and limited, power weapons in your inventory. The combat feels really good, as with like there's a lot of room, headroom to just do more stuff with it, and I think this is gonna be probably one of the more interesting games, especially since they.
Was that the game that Koei was working on, or
it's Capcom?
Was that the game that? Oh, Capcom.
It's
what
like
was the game that Koei was working on, and that they announced.
Why Tecmo's working on Neo 3 for like Koei isn't okay. How's it called?
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja, and they are owned by Koei, but yeah, Neo 3 is the new big one.
Okay. I forgot which one was associated with them because I remembered the announcement. Just seeing them on there. Again, I when I was watching last night, I was kind of delirious. Also, when they announced that, it was like It was not just late, but also it was after everything that I was interested in was done.
You mean Neo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not a new announcement. That is just like, oh, we're doing a new demo.
Well, yeah. Well, it was at like the announcement of
The demo
that they had for
was-
Neo with the demo was after Austria broke.
Yep. They backed down against the war. They, I think, declared themselves. It's weird.
Damn.
But that happens when Prussia joins, I guess.
Damn. It's not good for them.
It's good for Agonia
Oh yeah, I know.
because now there's a Croatia and a Serbia and Serbia could always have been gobbled up, but there's now Croatia and parts of Hungary and that can be gobbled up.
Yeah, but I got an weird event that gave me infamy. I'm like at 85.
Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for America to like me again. Ah.
They're a little busy genociding the Mexicans.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, that's the ideal thing. You still
It's not too long until they start genociding themselves as well.
Yeah, you still haven't gotten the
yeah, because America is still negatively liking me. Because basically, the moment I started the game, they declared rivalry, so they just tanked the favorability and I couldn't catch up. And, it can't be stats because I'm not playing a single player game like certain streamers. So I'm just on a delay. Well, not streamers, like YouTubers who definitely cut out
With
some
single
stuff.
player games.
It was not the
Great.
point.
I don't care.
You can save a seed and start a game from that seed.
that would be basically cheating in a multiplayer game. Which is fine if everyone is fine with it, but we never asked. So at that point, it would be cheating.
I mean, so like this is an instance where I would be like, I wouldn't mind a seed, like as long as it's not a seed that negatively affects the rest of the players. I wouldn't mind if you wanted to find a seed that like just has the only thing that you're looking at is does this country, which is the most important thing. So like,
Yeah.
say
I know what
Britain
you mean. It's
favoring or disfavoring you.
Yeah. I know. I literally said it isn't a problem if people agree on it, but if we just did it without asking,
Mhm.
then
Well, that's the
it's-
part where you ask.
Yeah, but we haven't asked. So if we did it despite of that, then bad.
Yep. Could have asked.
Well, she didn't think about it. And she's not even really in the game. Or playing anything.
I'm listening and I'm waiting.
What? Are you waiting for me to tell you to get good? Because I can say that.
Yes,
I'm
no.
joking, but
Yes, okay. I have no idea what is in Ya's head in the first place.
I don't know.
You also don't know what is in Ya's head?
Yep.
Oh, no.
that's our orange cat.
Yeah.
Head empty.
Yeah. I don't
Low
care.
on chat.
I do not care what you say.
So wouldn't you want to pet an orange chat? No.
Yeah, we went a while ago, but we will go again probably.
What more chats?
Hopefully before I help with some moving stuff.
Oh, is somebody moving?
My mother, yeah, so I'm gonna drive down because it's a bit hectic shit. And like, my father also helps a little bit with my sister's move, so like it was quite literally a
Oh, they're moving at the same sort of time, or
yeah, basically he's renting a truck to just move them all in bulk, and basically he was like, yeah, you could maybe come over, help or not. That's your choice, and I just was like, I know, because I knew my mother might get some help with some friends, but I also was just like, are you really gonna move all of this stuff from my sister on your own? This guy is an idiot. I'm just like, I like him. I love him. He's an idiot sometimes. I feel like I actually need to just, whenever my parents plan stuff, especially when my dad plans stuff, I feel like I need to actually just be there so he doesn't kill himself by accident. Like, remember when I was last year helping them renovate, and there was the whole and we had to remove the how's it called, the carpet flooring.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, like so basically he just got the machine and then was like, well, I guess you just put it on the carpet flooring and it works now. And I just looked at him like, you didn't inform yourself how it works. And also I put this thing on, it was so loud. I was like, okay, you go the fuck to the hardware store, you buy ear protection, and meanwhile I will look into how we can fucking do this. Anyway, we were able to do it in the end, so I'm kind of happy that's actually went through, but still.
He would have blown out his ears. Yeah.
Yep. Because like, oh, is it that bad? I'm like, you get that ear protection. And my mother was very glad that I told him to do that. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah.
See, I'm happy that my dad was he worked a lot of handyman assistant or apprentice jobs as a kid. So he's well aware of all of these issues.
Oh, I mean, no, my dad has a lot of knowledge about that. It's just he didn't care. Mm-hmm. He just literally didn't care. So I'm like, nah, you do that now. I do not want to lose my hearing.
I see.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget safety goggles.
That we had that. No worries.
Who even needs to see?
That's a good question, actually.
Blind people, maybe.
I mean, Claire Obscura won the Game of the Year, so like Obscura, right? They don't even need to see. So like,
I mean,
you don't even need to see to win.
There you go.
Logic.
I can support that logic.
Wait, aren't we all kind of blind though? Because we all wear glasses, don't we? I'm not sure about Gonya though.
I do. She wore glasses before I did.
Okay, yeah, so we're all kind of blind.
We also don't see all of the color spectrums in the universe, so yes.
I meant more in a human sense rather than a entire electromagnetic spectrum sense, but true.
Both are true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't hear radio waves, right? So
who knows? Who knows?
You don't? Everyone can hear radio waves.
Nice, just constantly jamming out to the radio.
It's
like God, I hate this. I hate the music on the radio nowadays.
Yeah, it's the worst. It always gets transferred right into my frontal lobe, and it's like the shittiest pop imaginable. Like, no, destroy the radio.
Oh, did you? So, do you remember something like along the? Sorry, like to do that, you'd have to have like an antenna, and there was this guy that like he embedded an RFID chip on his hand, so it could be like, oh, I can log into my laptop or door or something like that at home just with my hand. And he forgot the password. He forgot the password for his chip.
Oops. Yeah, maybe don't.
I mean, it's not like the whole. Oh yeah, there was the one company that was doing the, replacing people's eyes or people who didn't have eyes that functioned and replacing it with like a camera that delivered signal to like a detector to like their nerves and stuff like that. Where actually no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was a robotic arm company that went out of business, so they can't they can't really repair it or use it.
Yeah, I remember roughly. That's always the problem
Yeah.
if you do it free market style. Something shit happens, or like it just gets bought up or something, and someone decides, nah. This kind of medical tech should be probably more public. Otherwise, you
Or you
end
just
up.
do it yourself, so you actually know how to repair it all.
And that's fair, but if it's
Well,
public
it's fair, but also not fair because not everybody has the resources or time. Or
resources, time, knowledge, that's like the other thing. That's why I would say public is still a bit better there because, well, people could just make it for you, especially if you, well, actually would legalize it into
Legalize.
Legalize. Thank you. Healthcare. We all like good healthcare. Like we have one official thing we're going with, and then we prevent the firmware from getting not updated.
why are they revolutionary? Like
They're French.
we've
They're
got a
French.
bunch of their laws that they want enacted,
Yes.
and they're still
and-
pissed off.
Yes! You are playing France! You got what you want! Yes! And we still hate it!
Oh, fucking French! I miss the British. I miss the English. Oh god.
I mean, also,
Technically, the English in this timeline are part French, so
I can just say that
Do you
my
still have
music
to go on
crashed.
about 1066? That was over. It was almost a millennia ago. For God's sake. Some guy just comes over and invades once. You never get over it.
I mean, he
Uh,
kind of. He and
Like
his
the Americans and the
ancestors
whole
kinda
Boston
sat
Tea
there,
Party.
but-
Just like, girl, we did the Boston Tea Party. It's like, what's that? Is that. Do they have tea and crumpets then?
Yes.
Yeah, but just the fishies.
Well, they asked for it. It was a
Well,
kindness.
the fishes.
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
The fish tea, and then we didn't want the tea, and so we gave it to them.
I mean, considering you're barely drinking tea nowadays, it is still funny that you're...
We drink tea?
No, I mean America.
Oh, America. They don't even have kettles.
Yeah, I know.
They don't even
it's
have kettles.
It is just so funny how you're like one of the most
We actually have a
integral
lot of
part-
kettles.
Yeah, but they're shitty underpowered because you're stupid sockets.
They do a good enough job.
4 fucking minutes for a brew. Oh my god.
I mean, you can
I
tune that
can
up to
brew-
under...
I can brew tea in like less than 2 minutes.
You know
What,
what?
do you just microwave it?
You mean
Huh?
superheated?
No, I'm not microwaving.
Induction?
No, I have a gas stove and a kettle.
Oh, that. Oh god. That's even worse. Like in the fucking Victorian times.
We do also have a lot of
Americans and their
kettles, though.
Americans and Americans and their hydrocarbons.
But our kitchen is, I think it was first built in, I want to say the 80s.
Fair.
Huh.
If it works for me.
Yeah, what works.
Yeah, we were going to replace our kitchen, but tariffs.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck you, Britain.
Well,
What do they want from you?
No, they're trying to conquer Korea.
Oh. How very Britain.
I'm not controlling them this time, so you can't blame me.
Well, Korea wasn't my first goal, so I guess I could maybe let it go. Why is honorable restoration not doing anything? Oh, it's because I'm not a peace. Okay.
I like that they reduced the number of laborers required for construction sectors.
Hmm.
That and a lot of infrastructure also was reduced. Like infrastructure requirement for buildings.
Yeah, I did see that, but they also did change a lot of resource and arable land caps.
Oh,
Yeah.
my game crashed.
Oh,
Well,
You're the worst person to crash.
yes, I know.
Well, hopefully the save on September 1st happened.
I can make a manual save.
Hopefully, this
I
is
am
like the
making a
last
manual
one
save.
that happens. Oh, wow.
Yeah, where are the saves again?
And see. No, I don't know actually.
You literally looked it up.
Should we leave the game?
Yeah.
Probably we should.
Yeah. Well, it's still on my game. It says that you're still playing.
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
same here.
It
No.
takes a while.
Yeah.
Sadly, I
All right,
am
I'm
not
gonna leave
playing.
the game and then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now it registered.
Restarting. God damn it, Vicky. Why are you doing this to me?
Paradox, Victoria. Save games. So oh, I didn't notice you wrote me room.
Because they were going on about. What was they going on about? I forgot.
I tried to mediate
Oh, the
a bit.
40k. Okay.
Yeah. I tried to mediate a bit, but
It's quite difficult. It's a difficult job.
So the autosave, September 1st, 1843.
That is correct.
yeah, then you don't need the save I made.
Okay. Well, I can't probably play that on stream, sadly. So,
Probably. It would probably mute some of the VOD. And it probably would get claimed on the upload.
also I realized I can, I now have put my theme onto the new one.
Also, we can join.
Yeah, you can join.
I am in the process.
I mean, I'm just hoping they get the performance down and
Performance up. You want it better.
yeah, my bad. See, that's the problem if you're awake till 7:30.
By the way, did you hear about the recent update for Helldivers?
No.
That they
No.
They massively decreased the
Yeah.
file size.
from 130
Like
something to
23 gigabytes.
Oh, yeah, that.
yeah.
because turns out not a lot of people use it from an HDD, and even then, Nixus came in and basically told them, "Hey, listen, buddies, this is how you do streaming." And yeah,
Good.
well,
Wait, how did the hard disk drive lead to the file size being so large?
basically a lot of older games, especially on PC or on older consoles, that especially in the PS4. The PS4 still is on an HDD, not on an SSD. The thing is about them that a lot of files are duplicated, so their load times are faster, so you don't have long load times.
Okay.
It's just an old technique that basically makes the games bigger but more performant.
Call of Duty.
That's not actually the case there. Call of Duty is
Is it
just
not?
no.
Surprising.
I know a lot of people tried to make that connection, but here's the thing. No. Like the thing because there's just a lot of shit in Call of Duty. Like you need to keep in mind, every asset, especially depending on the graphical fidelity that your game has, just needs to have a certain size. And in the modern Call of Duty games, basically have a relatively well asset streaming pipeline, so they do not need duplicates as much, or barely need duplicates. Similar also with other games. The thing is just, in Call of Duty, there's just so much shit right now that it's just massive. Like, you need to keep in mind, the core thing Call of Duty runs off is Warzone. That needs to be installed.
Okay? I thought it only just ran off AI and they just kept on generating new.
Honestly, that would maybe
to make the file size larger.
No, like you need to keep in mind there is like basically a new store bundle nearly every week with unique assets that need to be installed for everyone.
They're kind of slop though.
Yeah.
It's slop, so it's kind of easy.
It is
so
like
the TLDR is Call of Duty is a fat chungus, while old console games are fast chunguses.
You know what? That
but
is
modern
not
games
wrong.
Are svelte.
It is technically correct,
because
but that's
SSDs.
kind of correct.
It depends on in modern games how you do that. Like for example, for example,
I loaded it, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Same here.
Okay, then we can start.
Like a lot of for example, you know what? Let's just look at some examples actually. Okay, like for example, I mean, that's not a good example. Okay, not a good, but like Neo 2 actually is a relatively big game, though that still came out for old generations, but it's around 60 gigabytes because there is a lot of stuff in the game. But that's when you have relatively high fidelity stuff, and don't need to double paste a lot of things. Meanwhile, something like Payday 2, interestingly, is that's one of those games that just has a shit ton of content, 85 gigabyte on the hard drive, and that game has not a lot of it's not the most impressive one in terms of graphics, but compared to Back 4 Blood, for example, Back 4 Blood is just 40 gigabytes because more high quality assets, but you only need one of them. The Age of Wonders 4, 28. Again, not a lot of cosmetic stuff, not a lot of high quality, high fidelity art, relatively small. Silent F, high fidelity, but you do not need a lot of them. 40 gigabytes again. You see how this just gets to a certain degree. A Pragmata, 7 gigabytes. It's a very small demo. It's just really high quality assets. Those just will take up time. And again, it depends
I will
on...
say demos are a little different. They're a slightly different situation.
Yeah, but 7 gigabytes for what is in the game is already get it. They need a certain size to just work. there's just file size. Arctide, 84 gigabytes. Oh yeah, EDF, 40 gigabytes. That is just a game with a lot of shit in it, basically. But, looks like a PS2 game, and even that is still big nowadays, because sometimes games are just like... I think a very famous example is actually Titanfall, because I know the original Titanfall came out and was 48 gigabytes big, and everyone was just like, how the actual fuck is this game that is running on the Source engine 48 gigabytes on PC? Wanna take a wild guess what bloated it and the original Titanfall?
How do you know?
Disk drive? I don't know.
No.
clue. Oh, because it's quite an old game, isn't it?
It's over 11 years old. Like it's over 11 years old again, running on Source engine. Well, a Source engine variant, but basically 35 gigabyte of those 48 gigabytes, so like yeah, almost 12, just way over half of it is just uncompressed audio, because audio decoding and streaming is actually not that easy depending on what game you have and what hardware you have. So they were just like, considering Titanfall will run on a lot of old as fuck systems, they went yeah, this is still going to they still need to have a certain amount of CPU power just to get the audio out in a good way. Like this, again, it had a really good audio system, but the thing is, having it uncompressed actually would allow it to run on lower end systems, because that increased the performance, because there was no unpacking needed. And they basically were like, yeah, a lot of people will have low specs, but they will have storage space. So having uncompressed audio is just easier. It just works better for them in terms of so yeah, why a game is big has a lot of reasons, but like with Helldivers, it was very obvious. It just like someone just didn't know how to clean up their file size. Now the question is more like, the more interesting question is this reproducible with other games on the same engine? Like, are they also running into the same problems?
If possible, that would be great, because given the abandonment of the engine.
Yeah. The thing is just, are those studios willing to work together? Because
You never know.
Yeah. Because I'd say probably someone like Fat Shark might be like inclined to do that, but yeah.
Why is the turf game coming to Fortnite? Oh god.
Because they gave them money 100%, and they took the tough blood money, because companies.
Is it blood money?
Kind of.
Like, let me just be clear here. If the owner of the brand spends their money prosecuting minorities and explicitly said she wants them dead, it's blood money.
She's just not directly funding paramilitary groups yet.
Yes, to a degree.
I don't know, but it could very well be.
I mean, she's kind of funding chemical and biological warfare with that more.
So yeah.
I mean, she made a lot. The brand generally made a lot of deals recently. Also,
Yeah.
here in Germany we get sweets.
Haribo is also it's a international company. So oh yeah, by the way, they're doing Harry Potter Haribo wine gummy. Sorry everyone who liked Haribo. I also liked Haribo. Not anymore. But yeah, they're basically pushing it now again because she's desperate.
I mean, if your only hobby is hating minorities, basically.
It's more just a business thing for like is the IP actually properly managed by her, or is it just by some like company trying to
Mostly
make as much money
no.
as possible?
She still has full control over it.
Oh, okay, fair.
She still gets money from it. Like, yeah, she had the bureaucracy's handed off to someone, but she still has full influence and control over it. So
That's kind of the problem. Like, if you're still financing a group or a person that uses their money for that, it's not a good look. At the very least. Not a good look for companies, not a good look for people who associate with said brand.
Oh yeah, I probably won't be here next week because I'll be at my parents for Christmas. Eventually. Yeah.
What is next
Oh yeah, what are you guys doing for Christmas?
Oh, me.
Oh, then helping your mom and.
oh no, that's on the
Maybe
20. That's on the 20. That's on the 30th. Like, I legitimately take a train on the 28th. Help the two moves on the 29th and 13th. Maybe meet a friend on the 13th even. Drive back on the 30th. Like literally on Sylvester, I drive back because you know what? New Year's I will celebrate with that girl right next to me.
Hello.
Oh.
My siblings are coming back for Christmas, so
Oh, cool.
Coming
Your brother?
home
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Brothers?
Uh,
I can't
my
remember
brother
your
and-
siblings. Brother and
my
sister.
brother
Oh yeah,
and
your
my
sister.
Yeah.
I forgot you had a sister. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't attack South America anymore.
Why?
Because America just insta-declared rivalry before I could do anything.
Bad.
Yeah, that's just bah, it sucks. So I can't actually get them over.
And I already have the alliance with Britain. Sorry.
And it's not your fault. It's just all my plans out of the window because the AI was just like, no, fuck you and fuck you specifically. That was fun. Complete insta derailment.
I'm probably gonna head now because I am kind of beat. You
that-
can let the AI play France so you can continue, so you don't have to like do something else. If that's okay. Sorry.
Sure.
We could just keep this as a long session.
Yeah, just go for it. I don't
this
mind
game-
the AI play.
Well, no,
It's
I mean like the campaign as like a long term.
Oh, the
Yeah,
campaign.
yeah, that's the
okay.
plan.
Yeah, because I don't think there's going to be any Wiki updates anytime soon.
Yeah, they probably will
wanna,
announce like
go too quick.
I feel like year 2 is gonna be March again, so which year are we
There's
in?
plenty of time to do this campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's going to be me probably until I get back, which would be the
Let me just check.
30th of December.
Well, so basically, that means until December
2026.
ends. Well, see you next year then, Ruben.
See you next year.
have a good time in Scotland.
Yay! Yeah, should be fun. Have fun, you guys as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have fun with your families. See you guys.
Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, a few things actually about that now. Since good thing that we can still discuss that on stream. Ooh. So what do we actually want to do then? So I will actually be there for the next 2 Fridays. I don't know if Sepp wants to do something on the 26th though.
What?
Hold on. 26. That is. I might be free on the 26th. I don't know right now.
I feel like
Like I said, my siblings will be home, and the thing is, my mom's birthday is the 28th. So I doubt we'll do something on the 26th for that, but there's like, I might be doing other stuff in relation to it. So like the time between Christmas and the 28th is generally kind of busy for me.
Okay. Now, question is though. I mean, I would say probably on the 26th. 26th or 27th, I should probably do the NIA Awards. Because we have to do them at some point in the year, and gonna have 2 weeks to prepare for that. Otherwise, next week, what would be something we could do next week?
Well, since we don't know if Zeb is here or not.
Oh, next week is the 19th,
Well,
just.
Next week I should be around.
Okay.
It's the last day before I'm off for. It's the last day that I'm off on winter break.
Mm-hmm.
And the holiday party for work is the day before, so I'm not worried about that either.
Well, depends then. If this is your last day, anything you want to do?
I'm not against more Vermintide.
At least something we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Question is though, do you have Darktide?
I don't.
Damn.
And also Zeb isn't that interested in 40k.
Yeah, so like, for example, I'm probably only going to get the Total War 40k game because it's a 40k game.
A Total War
sorry, not
game.
because it's a Total War game. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, but it's... Oh, God.
Yeah. I
I like fantasy lore better than 40k lore.
Yeah, I think the problem is just Darktide is... We found out is the better game, unironically.
I'm still very, how do you say it? I don't know the word, but I guess I'm not directly looking forward to it, but I want to see how they do 40k in Total War, because the way Total War is set up is not that conducive to 40k warfare.
So I can answer some of this because there have been a couple of news outlets that have released information about the gameplay. I believe a German newspaper actually broke the news about customizability. So this is a slight tangent.
Fucking GameStop, probably, right?
You're gonna have. I don't know. Well, not GameStop.
GameStar.
GameStar, yes. GameStar had something. I don't know if they were the ones that had the thing on campaign, but for units and in like battle, you can customize your units as if it was a tabletop game, as if you were painting the models.
Yeah, that's nice. It's not what I meant, but it is
Yes.
nice.
For the campaign stuff, there's 3 layers. There's there's a meta layer. There's there's like the campaigns that you actually play, and then there's the battle stuff. The campaigns that you actually play are organized into. Let me pull this up. No, I lost it. Hold on 1 second while I refind the post. Because it will the post even has the credit of what news outlet got it. Let's see. There we go. Yes, there was a GameStar article that talked about campaign. So there's a galaxy map, the campaign layer, the planets. In the galaxy map, this is a hybrid between campaign selection menu and meta progression. You don't have turns on the galaxy map. The galaxy map presents you with various campaigns. They can be narrative or they can be generated. There are 3 types of campaigns. Campaigns can be full campaigns, short campaigns, and singular decisive battles. Singular decisive battles is basically like it's like going straight to the RTS battle screen, basically. With the full campaigns, that's going to be more like the traditional Total War traditional Total War where you're set in a full star system. It's basically going to be a campaign across that star system with multiple planets. I think they set up around 10 planets or something like that as like an arbitrary number, that not like as a hard limit, like as a general sense of size. But that again, numbers are all subject to change.
Yeah, especially since we don't know what planet represents there. Is it like
one
like a planet, province?
It sounds like a planet is like there are multiple provinces and planets, and planets can be considered, say, continents. Like in comparison to previous Total Wars.
So looks like they looked at Soulstorm a bit and said we can do that better, which they should. They should be able to.
Yeah.
It's Soulstorm.
And so that's a full campaign. A short campaign will only feature a few planets within a star system. Few not being defined, but generally is defined as, let's say, 3 to 6. Just to like make things slightly less ambiguous. So short campaigns are intended to be finished in a single evening. Evening probably being about, saying maybe 3 to 4 hours of gameplay, maybe. It could be less, it depends. Usually EA defines an evening of playing as about 3 to 5 hours. For the singular battles part, it's, I'm quoting here, it's a choose your commitment type system. And so it could be anything from, say, you are Space Marines hot dropping into a ongoing battle, or it could be you are the guard and you are starting a battle and protecting a hive city. Hive cities look properly represented, by the way, which is nice. Campaigns. So some campaigns will be handcrafted. Will be set in handcrafted systems and locations from lore. And then there's going to be like a generation system to create new campaigns that probably affect the meta progression in the game, in the galactic level. The only concern I have with that meta progression is if you like to play only one side of the battle, or like the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It could possibly kind of like be, it could possibly not be as fun of an experience with the generated campaigns, with the meta progression, but it's there are ways to work around it. I just don't know if CA has those baked in or not, because sometimes they kind of drop the ball in weird places, and that sounds like a weird place that it could happen.
I mean, Dark Crusade kind of solved that problem by making the meta progression, quote unquote, only inside of one campaign. If you start another one, you start from scratch. Basically, no meta progression.
Yeah. It sounds the way that it's described, the meta progression sounds like you have the entire galaxy, and every campaign you are affecting where things stand, where things stand within a system. It's likely that a certain number of systems will be set in a certain couple of systems will be set aside as narrative systems, and then the rest of the galaxy will be generated campaign systems. So depending on how they go with like the meta system, it could either be the end of your campaign represents who now controls that like who has control, like effective control over that system. But I'm a little hesitant to say, like, this is like the more concerned side of things, whereas things could reset after a certain amount of time, or it could change after a certain amount of time, which I assume is probably the case, since Exterminatus and like planetary destruction type stuff seem to be in the game. Like Armageddon stuff seem to be involved.
I mean, it depends if it's just meta progression for you or meta progression for like other people as well.
It seems like it's meta progression just for you. I don't think CA is that deep in like. CA still ultimately makes single player games with multiplayer sides and functions and community, and they do pander to the multiplayer and listen to the multiplayer community quite a lot, but they're never going to do it to the point of overriding the single player experience.
I mean, multiplayer pretty much never has done that, in my opinion. So that won't happen anyway.
Multiplayer has made change with Total War games, especially with Warhammer. Multiplayer has basically developed or like caused balance changes in
yes, but in my opinion, if something is better in multiplayer, it's pretty much also always better in multiplayer, unless you're talking about very specific scenarios where you're like pretending to be in a disadvantage, but since you're playing against AI, you never are. That kind of thing, you know?
I get what you're saying. I think the majority of times when something is better in multiplayer, it's also better in single player, because they maintain the same stats. Like all units have the same stats across, like between multiplayer and single player, and that includes like cost to player and stuff like that. The only thing that makes things different in single player is tech.
Yeah.
And technically items, but there are items present in multiplayer, but it's a select.
And I mean, you technically can also, two players play the same campaign, just different factions. So that's also multiplayer then.
Yes.
So, and it works. But my question about 40k warfare was more about specifically Eldar, because Eldar tend to not conquer things, and they tend to walk around a lot of shit.
So they have the Aldari.
Eldari.
I don't know. They haven't shown anything from them.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in, because that's an interesting problem to tackle.
Let me see, because they have the Steam page up. Let me real quick grab the Steam page and read off the description that they give. An ancient, waning Xenos race who once ruled the stars, but now rail against their certain fate, swift and elusive, they strike with psychic precision and elegant weaponry, exploiting weaknesses before vanishing in a shadow.
Well, that says nothing.
Yeah, but it's good flavor.
Yeah. I would guess maybe... I know that Total War has kind of like veered away from this, but it could be a horde system, which they've done well with recently.
That would
doing
be
like
interesting,
semi-hordes.
because you're literally talking about a snobby horde that thinks they're better than everyone else, that just sometimes pops out of some warp gate you didn't see.
Yeah.
It's not really a warp gate.
A warp portal.
They have a network.
Anyways,
their own.
Yeah, but it's still a warp portal.
CA is pretty decent at creating semi-hordes.
Yeah.
Like factions that revolve around their army, but especially the ones that like do have a base or two, they've been like, those have been most of their like best designed factions.
The Eldari have a base, that's their craft world, but they're pretty hard to find since they're basically invisible, and they have seers that can see in the future, so it rarely happens.
If that's the case, then I'm not worried too much about the Eldari, because they'll likely have, like, CA knows how to tackle. They generally know how to tackle this problem. They could get it. They could fuck it up. It's entirely possible.
They could. I'm just saying it's an interesting problem.
They do a good job of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's an interesting problem. That's why I'm interested in it. Simply because you could technically say, oh, you just bought the eldership, but that's a bit unrealistic lore-wise to do it every time. But in some campaigns you could do it. Then I
By
guess...
the way, just real quick, the defined factions that they've named, so like as their titles for the faction, for the factions, are Space Marines, Orcs, Eldari, and Astra Militarum.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the names that are given to the factions.
Yeah, I know them. No problem. Yeah, but that's interesting. I guess you can also just say, oh, they need to hold certain territory for a certain while because some of their seers have said that must be done for some reason whatsoever. So you can come up with reasons to make them a bit more less slippery. Because I remember, like, I don't know if you know, but in lots of RTS, like, the more... I don't like to say that word, especially as a category, but low-skill people often come into multiplayer and are like, I want to play Annihilation, aka every production building needs to be destroyed to win. And especially in Dawn of War, the 40k RTS, it's terrible. You don't want the Elder to teleport their bases all around the map. No.
CA has done a pretty solid job of doing factions like that.
Yeah.
The only thing where they've kind of like messed up, or like where they've had trouble, is for example, like with the Beastmen in Fantasy Warhammer. They've kind of destroyed. So they've nerfed the AI's functionality. The AI intentionally does not use some of its mechanics because it could become a negative player experience. That said, it's very much a possibility and probability that they've been experimenting and learning and figuring out how to create a semi-horde faction that knows how to use its systems well and has good systems that would be conductive to like experiencing as a player.
I mean, asymmetrical warfare is always fun, and especially with a bit of bullshit.
Oh yes, it's so much fun.
I mean, there's a reason Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is still popular. Like, the kind of bullshit you do in this game.
Yeah. No, I think there are things to be like wary of with the game. There was also a leak, by the way. Not really a leak, but it was accidentally shown in the engine video that CA released for their 25th anniversary that showed asset names that could only be part of naval warfare in 40K.
Huh.
So we're most likely going to have space combat.
That's nice. I mean, it's already a game about 40k naval, so they definitely have some.
Yes, Dreadfleet. Not Dreadfleet. Dreadfleet is the fantasy one.
Yeah. I don't know how it's called, but
Space Fleet Gothic.
yeah, space. Yeah.
Yeah, Gothic. Yeah.
And that is good because at that point they can just look at those and see what works, what doesn't work, and what works for us.
Yep. And CA have a lot of history of they've done a lot of naval combat in the past, so they know the feedback from that.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of whether they will execute it well, because Rome 2 naval combat was kind of sucky, but to
Rome
be
2.
fair, there's a limited capacity for having good naval combat in a game about Rome.
Also, I just want to point out here, we're talking about Rome 2. Let's do not forget
Yes.
in what state that game launched.
They turned it around.
I
They
know,
did turn
but
it around.
it's just like,
But
yeah.
also, like, CA have had a lot of like upheavals and changes since then, from especially the double what's the thing called? The double not layoffs. The thing that Sega made them do. I mean, they did fire people, but the double redundancies. So they had to go through 2 redundancy layoffs, basically, because they had way too many. They had way too much staff bloat, and some of that has caused problems with development and has most likely delayed a lot of stuff. It's why Warhammer 3 has gotten 1 DLC in a year's worth of time. And but yeah, so one thing I will say about the campaign maps, about the battle maps, with the new engine, the way that they're designed with the new end. Hold on.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was talking too much.
take your time.
With the new engine, there is actually map destruction and the opening of new alleyways, basically, and it's all dynamic.
So you think they got rid of some tech debt?
Yes. Oh, the whole reason why they developed the new engine is because there is so much tech debt.
If they now getting rid of those very not directly old, but what do you say if something is veraltet?
An old bug with Total War games would be the gate bug.
I'm thinking.
There's also what's it called?
I don't know.
Outdated, yes.
I forget.
Yeah,
Outdated is the word I was searching for.
Okay.
The way they use their auto combat.
Yes, I would assume that they're going to change that. That's something I'm pretty sure that's like really deep in the code. So they very rarely fiddle with it. They've only ever since in the last decade, I think they've adjusted auto resolve. I want to say 3 times.
Yeah, I'm saying the general way they're going about it with using certain stats and throwing them against each other is a bad idea.
Yeah, I would assume that they're probably going to change that because this is the perfect opportunity to do so. I don't think they could have changed that with the current games that are out right now because of
Yeah.
Detect That.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's why I'm like thinking about it. Like if they changed that, people could actually use like auto combat and if they want to, and actually fight the battles without being like totally screwed over, because with the way they used auto combat, how it works in the older games, you always have the problem that the army that is good at auto combat is terrible in normal play.
It's
Most
it's
of
a
the-
mix with Warhammer. It's with Warhammer Fantasy. It's a mixed bag. Sometimes the auto resolve favored armies are really good in regular combat,
Yeah,
and sometimes they're really bad in combat. It
Yeah.
depends on it depends on the race and faction that you're playing.
and
Like
which
with dwarves, every single army that is really good in auto combat is really good. Is like extremely good in regular like
because
manual
of
combat.
because of how the stats are weighted in the calculation.
Armor gets weighted too much, but if they change the weight for armor, it would make armor useless and misrepresented.
Yeah,
in,
but now that they
its
can
value.
get rid of that system and replace it with both sides just get played by AI, you can make armies that are good in both situations for every faction, basically, because you're playing
Yeah.
against the AI in single player. So, and I think that would lead to a lot more fun.
Yeah. It depends on what I think it's going to depend on what CA is able to accomplish in regards to developing auto resolve.
I mean, if
Because-
Triumph could do it, they were way smaller. But they're
Yeah,
turn-based.
well,
It's also
it's going to be because CA has to figure out how to create that for a real-time based system. That said, if they feel up to it, they might be able to do some kind of like turn-based chess system, which wouldn't be representative of the combat. But I mean, the current system isn't really representative either. So,
yeah.
but it would also just be easier on them if they just kind of import a version of the current system. So it's what's gonna matter is how difficult developing the game has been.
And how difficult the alternative auto resolve would even be.
Yeah, my guess is it's probably not going to be too difficult to develop the game, just because they probably built the engine with the 40K game in mind. So there's probably a lot of like things that they've got pre-planned ahead of time development wise for changes. So if they have some kind of like, I don't know, chess system, I guess, for an auto resolve, then it'll probably be fine. I mean, I don't think that they'll make anything astoundingly good or anything as accurate as, say, Age of Wonders 4 is. But I would hope and assume that they are making a better auto resolve, because that's been just like it's been like a consistent complaint over the last decades.
Yeah, it's always a problem with those kinds of games. Like Battle for Middle Earth also had the problems in the Ring Wars when you auto resolve that just certain stats were weighted against each other.
Yeah, that's always a problem.
And yeah, just a comment to the beginning of the stream, you gotta chill. A bit more.
I do not even know the context anymore.
It's a general context of the beginning of the stream. Because I know you're in a caloric deficit right now, but you need to chill a bit out.
Give me food!
By the way, I will send you the link for the GameStar article.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh well.
Because
It's
they
German, so it's
easy.
it's something that you can read.
Endlich gute Literatur.
Yeah, because we were getting a bit more into weight loss again,
Yeah.
and so far it's working well. And we finally found that Ollie has whole grain pasta again, and
Oh, nice.
very filling.
It is brutal. Like, I think I haven't eaten sometimes for like 24 hours, and I still felt satiated. It's kind of impressive how good these noodles are. But yeah.
I mean, a lot of that depends on like your caloric intake versus
yeah.
your like caloric expenditures. So
Yeah.
like how active you are during the day, and if you're like limiting your activities to certain like paces and like levels, you can function quite well on a reduced calorie diet.
And it works out. So yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not too
Yeah, it's just that those have to be very well managed because
yeah.
there's so many like psychological and physiological problems that you can encounter
Yeah, that's true.
if you
Like,
don't do it right.
I mean, it's currently
Like, you can
working,
cause
but
if you're not careful, you can cause eating disorders.
yeah. Right now it's working, but yeah, I think sometimes I can be a bit cranky easily, which is not ideal, but ugh,
Yeah.
I guess. And worst
Yeah.
part is I ate like a simple sandwich later on if it's too, because we didn't eat a lot today.
Well, we eat 2 bowls of pasta with beans.
That's at best scratching the 1,000 calorie mark.
Yeah.
So
Would you call that a Western unfermented natto?
no,
Because?
probably more Mexican in overall spirit.
So it's
So it's Western.
still Western.
But not natto.
What would be the Mexican equivalent you're talking about then?
Beans. You know what? It's like, oh, what is a Mexican? I don't know. Every Mexican I find online is just like, yeah, these are Mexican beans. And that must be, it's Mexican beans. What are they made of? Beans.
To be fair, Mexican beans are amazing.
Yeah, I know, but it's literally just like beans,
Yeah.
Mexico.
What is good? Like, we're eating less, we're going out every day. So,
Yeah.
It works. Hooray.
maybe a bit more resistance training.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if you just like do like bare bones cardio and eat less, we also tend to lose muscles, and I do not have many muscles in the first place, so I like to keep them.
Not wrong. Anyway, so any idea for next week still? You don't have that.
Well, I mean, Vermintide still stands as a backup.
Yeah, that is
but
true.
I can still look into things for next week. I don't know yet. And there's Peak. They had an update a couple weeks ago, I think.
We could try it again. Technically,
Could ask Patrick. I think he also has it. Or others to want to join. Sounds fun. I mean, Vermintide with the Twitch chat torturing us was also enjoyable.
Yeah, that was fun. By the way, did you two get the chance to play Wanderberg?
yeah, I did.
I have not yet. Ironically, I didn't get the chance.
The last,
It's
Burg update, the last level your castle can get,
yeah.
is a bit wonky in like moving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't think that they expect too many people to get that far, that very much.
I don't know. I did it first try. But maybe I'm just too used to those kind of games.
Probably. It's definitely like a little bit more like leaning towards the harder side on roguelites.
Well, the thing is just damage reduction / management. Like everything you can do to do damage without taking damage is the best thing you can do usually.
Yeah, there's definitely like a way to play it. But I think that my guess is that's probably stuff like later game stuff that they'll probably have, that they're probably spending time to figure out right now. I think this playtest was more for like,
does it work? Do people have interest? And I would say, yeah, sure, it's fine.
I definitely think that they have something there. There's actually a game that's very similar to this, Terratech Legion, which I think it's a better game. Because there's more customizability, there's
Might I interject here, though?
I will say, yeah.
How about this? I think we can slowly turn off the stream, but then you two can still talk.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in here. Vicky 3, we will probably be back next year with Vicky 3. Until then, next week, we will find out. And afterwards, there's gonna be the Nier Awards. So yeah, get ready for the one and only true video game awards. So yeah, see you all then. Bye.
Bye.